Hello there, Mark Lundell again, and in this video I want to talk to you about how you can add an extra $10,000 a month in commission to what it is that you're generating right now by understanding that the concept of more realtors equals more commission is actually a myth. You know, not a day passes where a mortgage broker or a loan originator or an MLO speaks to me about wanting to find more realtors and add them or add referral relationships in general to their business. And I generally ask the question of, why do you want more realtors? And they talk about how if they had more realtors, in other words, they often talk about having already 2 or 3 or 4 realtors in their corner referring business to them on a monthly basis. They often think that by getting and doubling that number, maybe going from 4 to 8, they're going to increase their commission and make more money. And it's at that point that I say to them, well, what is it that a realtor or referrer gives you? And obviously their answer, words to the effect of that a realtor will promote the value of what it is that they can offer to a mortgage customer. In other words, that they'll promote the value that they offer as a mortgage broker or a mortgage professional to that couple or individual who's looking to buy a new home. Now, what I want to do here is to take a step back from that process. And traditionally we've understood that engaging more referrers is going to equal more business or more money in your pocket. But I'm going to talk to you today why that is a myth. And I'm going to start by asking you to think about, you know, all those people in your marketplace who just last night were thinking about a new mortgage. In other words, they had conversations in the privacy of their own home where they were talking about things like buying a new home, upsizing, downsizing, maybe getting a reverse mortgage. Maybe they were thinking about how do they release some equity in their home to remodel their home, to make it bigger, to make it more modern. Or how do they consolidate their credit cards and any other loans they might have into their mortgage so that they can end up with one simple low interest repayment every single week. These conversations occur every day of the week. Now, if we look at that type of mortgage customer, you would have to agree that provided they financially qualify, that's the best type of mortgage customer that you can attract to your business. The reason why is they're fundamentally motivated by some desire, some objective to attain some advantage. They're motivated and driven themselves by their own thoughts. These aren't people who are necessarily out looking for the best rate and want to screw you down on points and all of that sort of stuff. Predominantly, these are the types of mortgage customers who have that desire in their mind of what it is that they want to achieve. Now, when you look at the action taken by a mortgage customer and you question why are they taking that action? In other words, why are they reaching out to people like you to discuss a new mortgage? Why are they actually even talking to a realtor or referrer about a new mortgage? And the reason why they're doing that, all mortgage customers take action fundamentally because they want to arrive at one of 2 points. The first thing that they generally want to do is to avoid pain. So when we look at debt consolidation and refinancing and resetting of a mortgage, it's generally done for the purposes of wanting to avoid pain, or in other words, to be able to add money back into the household budget by restructuring their mortgage. Whereas people who want to develop and access cash out of their mortgage, or people who want to buy a new home, they're motivated by some sort of attainment of a particular goal. So fundamentally, we have to understand that people are motivated by one of 2 things. One is the motivation to avoid pain, and the second is the motivation to gain some advantage or to find themselves in a better place. So if they're the fundamental drivers of the mortgage customer to take action, let's now look at their behavior in a day-to-day sense about how they go about actually getting the best mortgage for them. Now, there's no doubt that if you take a helicopter view of the mortgage marketplace now, you will know very well that there is much more competition in your marketplace today than what there potentially was 5 years ago. You've got organizations such as online lenders, people like LendingTree, Rocket, Quicken, all of those type of comparative website opportunities are really your competition. That said, if you go to Google reviews for those sorts of offerings, you will note complaint after complaint, dissatisfaction, one-star scorings from people who were really frustrated with the process that they had to endure in order to attain that great mortgage that they were presented, or mortgage opportunity that they were presented with by doing some surfing on the web and going to some landing pages. So the next thing that we can deduce is that the mortgage customer wants to facilitate or arrange their mortgage via the use of their cell phone. They don't necessarily want to do it by phone, they want to do it on their cell phone or on their mobile. Now, if we go back to the model that you're working in right at the moment, where you're thinking about, if I get more referrers, I'm going to get more clients. Essentially, you're reliant on those referrers to get the message about the value that you can contribute to that mortgage customer's life, to that potential mortgage customer who was having that discussion just yesterday. If you think about those mortgage customers, they're going to get a mortgage anyway, whether it's from you or on account of some sort of direction that their realtors or accountant or lawyer or CPA is going to give them. They're going to take a mortgage out anyway because of the narrative and dialogue going on in their mind. You want your referrer to put you front and center of the mindset of that mortgage customer. Now, the problem with that is, if your goal is to grow your business by $10,000 in commission a month, what you're doing by getting more realtors in is essentially handing over the keys to your success to somebody else. If you think about it, you're reliant on somebody else to make you successful. Let's just think about this. Imagine you had 4 realtors at the moment that through the course of any given month would refer you 3 or 4 deals, let's just say, or 3 or 4 introductions. And imagine you wanted to reward those realtors for, passing on some referrals, and you decided to take them all to a ball game or to a game of football. And imagine you sent an Uber to pick them up from their office or their home. And imagine on the way to the ball game, those 4 realtors or those 4 referrers that you really are responsible to, or who are responsible to make you money, or who you're instilling the responsibility of to make you more successful. Imagine their Uber on the way to the ball game gets hit by a truck and they're all wiped out. What does that do to your business? And you need to look at that and understand that if you want to grow your business, it's you that has to be in control of your own success. And so realistically, the focus needs to be, how do you get your message in the fastest possible way to that customer who was having a discussion last night about buying another mortgage or applying for another mortgage anyway? How can you get your unique selling proposition at top of mind to that customer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And how can you get it to that customer faster than waiting on or expecting a realtor or referrer to get it to your potential mortgage customer? How can you do that? Because making more money is essentially about making more offers. In other words, the more people you speak to who are in the zone to want to consider a new mortgage, and the more offers that you can make through your sales presentation, the more success you're going to have. It's just a numbers game, as you know. And so the question is, how do you make more offers? Because in real terms, more realtors do not equal more commission. What equals more commission, in actual fact, is more offers. Okay? More offers out in the marketplace for an individual or a couple to apply for a mortgage through you. The more times that you can do that every week, the more you're going to notice that your commission is going to rise. So if your objective is to generate an extra $10,000 a month in commission, you've got to focus on how you can make more offers into the marketplace. And so the other consideration is, how do you remove the friction that exists between your existence and getting your message to that mortgage customer who is thinking about doing it anyway? Now, these days, you can get your message about your unique selling proposition to that mortgage customer faster than you could ever get to them ever before, by simply harnessing modern technology. I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but let's leave that aside. I want to first of all just spend a little time dwelling on what you would consider to be the most effective marketing tool that you have in your corner right now. Now, if you stop and think about it and you think, well, what is an offer? An offer is essentially some words that come out of your mouth that you deliver to a mortgage customer when either you're speaking to them on the phone or you're sitting in front of them discussing their mortgage requirements. Okay, so the function of communicating your knowledge to that customer who wants a problem solved is really what mortgage broking is about. And the more times that you can do that, the more successful that you're going to be. If you think about it, mortgage brokers who earn the most amount of money in this business are the people who, rather than looking for the process of wanting to sell more mortgages, what they do is concentrate on the process of looking for more people who have a problem that they can solve. So let's once again think about that couple last night who were just considering perhaps how they could extract some equity from their home in order to remodel it, in order to create a new kitchen, get some new appliances in there, or to remodel a bathroom, let's say. That's their problem. They're tired of, their problem is they're tired of their existing dwelling. They want to give it a facelift because it's making them feel flat. Perhaps the home is too small and they want to make it larger. Whatever the case, the mortgage broker who essentially reestablishes a new mortgage that allows for a cash out opportunity is solving a problem for those people. And so an offer is related to telling somebody something about what you know that solves their problem. And the more times you can do that, as you know, the more money you will make. So right now, you're probably totally reliant on some referrer to find people who have problems that you can solve for you. And while ever you're reliant on somebody else to do it for you, you're never going to break through that ceiling that's currently keeping you at the commission level that you're at. But if you were to consider, what if there was a better way and a smarter way to get your sales presentation, your offer, to that mortgage customer faster than a realtor could get it to that customer? If you think about it, as I was saying before, your sales presentation is by far the most powerful tool that you have in your corner. But you have to question, does it require you to be live when you deliver it? What if you could record that same great sales presentation that you use every day when you're talking to customers, or every other day, or once a week, depending on how many offers you put out there? But what if you could capture the essence of that sales presentation? What if you could record it, where you ended up with some sort of narration over slides? I don't mean you physically in front of the camera like I am now, but imagine you could create some sort of video presentation that was your voice, that talked to people about their present position, and you were able to describe what that present position was, that talked to them and instilled motivation in them that you in fact could lead them to their desired position. So through this presentation you could say, I know where you're at now, I know where it is that you want to get to. And imagine in that presentation you were able to articulate 3 or 4 of the obstacles that are currently in front of that customer attaining what it is that they want to attain. So imagine through this presentation you could include an acknowledgement of that you understand that there's this obstacle, this obstacle, this obstacle in the way of that customer going from where they are now to where it is that they want to go. And indeed that your unique selling proposition was all about helping mortgage customers to navigate through those obstacles in the shortest possible time with the least amount of resistance, delivering them to that point of either reverting pain or gaining some level of satisfaction. And imagine you could do that with your sales presentation that you were able to record over slides that actually showed somebody how they could do that. Imagine you could have a system then where you could put that automated sales presentation online, and you had a mechanism to drive traffic to it. In other words, you had a mechanism to get 100 people a day to watch that sales presentation. It would make sense that at the other end of your 30-minute or 40-minute presentation, you could create an offer that sounds something like this. Hey, Mr. Mortgage Customer or Mrs. Mortgage Customer, if what I've just spoken about through this presentation resonates with you, all you need to do is click on a button and you will end up in my calendar. You'll be able to pick a time that suits you for you and I to have a discussion on how we can make this work for you. And imagine through this process, you could send them a partial fact find for them to complete. And imagine through this process, they could provide you with some of their supporting documentation. In other words, they could upload a couple of W-2s or pay stubs or pay slips or whatever you want to call them. They could upload bank statements ahead of you speaking to them. In actual fact, imagine you could create this narration, this recorded presentation, and turn it into a webinar that culminated in you saying to the people who attended, if this is something that you wish to go ahead with, all you need to do is to click on the button on your screen right now, answer a few questions, book a time, and I will communicate with you and engage with you and set up an appointment to make this happen for you. Now, surely, if you could automate that process and get your message about why that mortgage customer should engage with you faster to that mortgage customer or quicker than any other realtor could, you're going to be in the box seat to be able to increase your commissions by $10,000 or $15,000 every month, simply on account of the fact that you're making more offers. You see, what's holding you back right now is that your thinking is that the only way you can make an offer to somebody about the value that you can contribute to their life is through talking to them live. But that's not true. Right now, you watching this video is me giving and offering value to you. I'm not live right at the moment. This is something I've recorded. And what that proves is that really what you are after, or what your mortgage customer is after, is the knowledge that's in your mind about how they can solve their problem. So today, if your problem is that you want to earn $10,000 more every single month in commission, this is a mechanism by which I can share my knowledge and tell you how you can do that. And in essence, that is what I do in my mentoring program. I am a specialist, and my area of expertise is teaching mortgage professionals, brokers, agents, MLOs, whatever they want to call themselves. I teach mortgage professionals to, number one, how to create the best sales presentation that they can that is going to be convincing, persuasive, and influential to that mortgage customer who is thinking about taking out a new mortgage anyway. I teach them how to craft that out, record it, and narrate over slides, and how to get it online, and how they can literally send 100 people to it every single day of the week. Now, what's the plus side in that? Let's forget the pluses for you at the moment and just look at the mortgage customer. When I started this video, I spoke about the prolific rise to fame that those online platforms have. And the reason why they've become so popular is because they deliver a service to that mortgage customer in a format that the mortgage customer wants it delivered to them in. So in other words, what they're doing is they're able to deliver the information that the mortgage customer is looking for. They're able to deliver it in a package where the mortgage customer is able to consume it on demand. So if you think about it, if you had a recorded webinar running that a mortgage customer could access on demand, in other words, they could access it while they were walking the dog in the morning or in the afternoon, or they could access it while they were traveling to work on public transport, or when they were lying in bed, or what have you, during a lunchtime. Imagine you could make available the knowledge you have to that customer who wants to find out about that knowledge, who wants to learn about how you can help them. In other words, imagine you could take the likes of those online lenders on by offering your service in a format that you know the mortgage customer wants, with the added benefit of them being able to engage someone like you. And you were able to automate the process such that every morning you could wake up with appointments in your calendar that are supported by W-2s or pay slips, that are supported by bank statements. Imagine each day you could wake up with one or two of those appointments pre-booked in your calendar by the mortgage customer. You would then come to the conclusion that the concept of more realtors or more referrers does not equal more commission. That by putting your presentation out there and harnessing modern technology so that you can make more offers, it's that will make you more commission. And so with that said, what I want to invite you to do is have a discussion with me about how we can get this happening in your business. How in literally 60 days from now, you can be enjoying the benefits of that extra $10,000 of commission occurring and appearing in your bank account. You know, what change would that extra $10,000 in commission make to your business life? What change would it make to your personal life? Forget the money. Tell me, what would happen if you could have a consistent number of appointments booked in your calendar without you having to go and establish and nurture relationships with referrers or realtors? Imagine you had a mechanism in your business that you could get your message about the value that you can offer to that mortgage customer. Imagine you can get that and put it in front of the eyeballs of that mortgage customer on the very day, on the very evening, within the very hour that they're having a discussion about taking the mortgage out anyway. Surely you can see that by doing that, you're going to put yourself at a tremendous advantage over that of your competition. You're going to be able to get your message to that customer first and going to be able to leverage technology and provide them with the opportunity of booking into your calendar all on autopilot. Now, this isn't lead generation. This doesn't require you to scroll through 100 leads and ringing people up. This is about you responding to a request from a mortgage customer who provides you with their supporting documentation, provides you with an overview of what it is that they want to achieve, whether it's a pre-approval letter to go out to make an offer on a home or whatever it is. How much better is your business going to be if you have that working in your business? And that's why I want to encourage you to take advantage of having a free discussion with me about how we can make this happen in your business. I run a mentoring program which is specifically designed for mortgage professionals just like you. I can take you from a position of not knowing anything about how to do this, so in other words, from scratch, and I can coach you and mentor you on a one-on-one basis, not just leave it to you to figure out for yourself, but literally make myself available, roll my sleeves up and be immersed in the development of your campaign, in the crafting of your pitch, in the crafting of your script, in the creation of your marketing material that's going to drive those 100 people to your webinar every single day. Imagine I was able to do that with you, and that you could arrive at a point where in about 60 days' time you could have this running in your business. Wouldn't it make sense to have a conversation with me about that? And that's why I've made this video, because I want to encourage you to book into my calendar to have that discussion. Now, somewhere on this page there'll be a button, or in the description there'll be a link, or in my bio there'll be some sort of opportunity for you to click a link to book into my calendar for us to have a 40-minute breakthrough session about how my elevation mentoring through the course of a year can literally change your business, can literally change your lot in life, can literally change the lifestyle that you're having to endure right now. And I genuinely want to have a discussion about how I can help you to add that extra $10,000 a month in commission to your bottom line. So I'm going to encourage you to click on that button, or click on that link, or go and find that link and book a time that suits you for you and I to have a discussion over Zoom or Skype, where I can show you into the operations of other mortgage professionals from all over the world who are already implementing this strategy and enjoying the fruits and the benefits of having done so. Do you know, it's a totally new world. It's a new paradigm to have a scenario where you go to sleep at night and wake up with 2 appointments booked in your calendar by positively motivated mortgage prospects who aren't going to screw you around on rate and points, who are more so focused on achieving the outcomes that they're dreaming about right now. So once again, let me encourage you, click on the button, grab the link, pick a time that suits you, and answer a few questions about your business and what it is that you want to achieve. And I'm going to look forward to having a discussion with you about how this can play out in your business. Now, let me tell you, it's not for everybody. I'm looking for a specific, motivated mortgage professional who is desperate to attain that extra $10,000 a month of earnings without having to work any extra hours. This isn't about working harder. This isn't about finding more realtors or buying more leads or doing more lead generation. This is about harnessing the strength of your already successful sales presentation, getting it online, and driving people to sit and listen to your presentation for 30 minutes or 40 minutes, where an offer will be made for them to book into your calendar in order to complete an application and go ahead with a new mortgage. So last time, click the button, find the link, jump into my calendar, grab a time, and I'm going to look forward to speaking with you and creating a very real picture on how we can put together a plan to make this happen for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye for now.